Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Really? That's why you're evil now? Because the Resistance couldn't find the damn fourth Chaos Emerald? Well, I get it, bro. We all got our priorities. Hey everybody, it's the Leoka Gem, and I'm here once again to theorize about Sonic Forces. This time around, we'll be talking about everybody's favorite hedgehog, Shadow. Why the heck he's one of the forces of evil in Sonic Forces. First, let me just say, when I saw Shadow in the Sonic Forces trailer, I was surprised. I mean, after all the hinting with that City Heights gameplay, with those lines, like, you know...
That'll work! I'll find Shadow and be back in no time!
Listen up! Shadow has been sighted! Apparently he's traveling above the city at high speed!
They were teasing us with his presence, and I think we were all pretty excited to see Shadow. When I first heard they were looking for him, I figured they wanted him fighting out somewhere to help by using his Chaos abilities to take on the Death Egg robots. Of course, we were shocked when we saw him siding with Infinite and his crew. Sonic's in for a pretty nasty surprise when he finds Shadow. But here's the deal. We don't know why Shadow is evil. All we know is that, according to Sega, they say that he's fighting for his own reasons. But what could those reasons be? That's what I'm here to theorize about. Now, I think at this point, everybody's heard the popular theories, you know, Infinite's promised to bring back Maria, or, actually, this is SA2 Shadow lifted from before he made his promise to Maria, so that's why he's still bad. And honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with either of those theories. While the idea of bringing back Maria would be a good motivator for Shadow, I don't think he would do this. Shadow promised to protect the humans, and well, the world itself. Shadow's a smart guy, and I think as much as he loves Maria, he knows that this is not the world she would want to live in if brought back. I mean, honestly, do you think that Shadow, knowing he could bring back Maria, is standing on the evil rock with guys like Chaos and Metal and thinking like,
Man, Maria's gonna love Park Avenue. After all, it's so lit she's gonna be like 420 Blaze It, and I'll be like, it's gonna be good to have her back again.
So yeah, I don't think Shadow's reasoning for fighting is that Infinite promises to bring back Maria. As for Adventure 2 Shadow Theory, I don't really have anything against this, however my personal opinion is that it's not entirely time travel anymore, and honestly, that's a discussion for an entirely different video. I'm not saying it could not be Adventure 2 Shadow, all I'm saying is that I have my own reasons to believe that time travel is not involved, and that goes the same for Chaos, which I'll talk about in my next Forces theory. But now, with those two out of the way, I have my own theory about Shadow's reasoning for fighting, and I promise it's not about the fourth Chaos Emerald. We already made that joke before the intro. But for this theory, I direct our attention to the Sonic Forces cast. We've been told that it's an all-star cast of Sonic characters, right? And we've seen a lot of that so far. The classics like Amy, Tails, Knuckles, and Chaotix are there, not to mention Silver. And hey, there are even more to come. But there are two characters that we know next to nothing about. Two characters that are rather important to Shadow that just haven't had any sort of hint at appearing. And I'm not talking about Gerald and Maria. No, I'm referring to Rouge and Omega. And after the Shadow reveal trailer, I was sitting there for a while, scratching my head about where Rouge and Omega's alliance would be. I mean, one thing about Team Dark is that they always stick together. It's a fact. I mean, while it's not canon, I think that this line from Rouge proves it enough.
Shadow? Even if you believe everyone in the world will be against you, know that I'll always remain by your side. Remember that.
I will.
Team Dark is gonna stick together. They care about each other. They're kinda like an odd little family. But the thing is, Rouge and Omega probably wouldn't want this for the world. And honestly, neither does Shadow. So if none of them want this, where does their allegiance lie, and why does it matter to this theory? Well, I'll tell you. What if Rouge and Omega aren't even siding with anyone at all? What if they don't have the ability to side with anyone? What if they are Shadow's reasoning for fighting? Think of it this way. If we're to assume that Infinite is an incredibly powerful being, then we've got to assume he's got the power to do a lot of things, including dimensional travel, which is why Classic Sonic is here. So Infinite has these dimensional abilities and wanted to form an army to take over the world. And then imagine he approached Shadow and asked him to join up, thinking that the Ultimate Life Form would be a suitable candidate for said army. And of course, Shadow would say no. And then, what if Infinite left and then came back with Rouge and Omega, captured and asking him to join again? Now, Shadow's no pushover. He'd be able to rescue Rouge and Omega easily. So why does this work? Well, if we're to believe Infinite has dimensional abilities, then why are we to believe that he can't create a pocket dimension of some sort? Somewhere that Shadow, even with his Chaos abilities, wouldn't be able to get to, as it would exist outside of his realm in space and time. What if Infinite promises to harm them if Shadow doesn't do his bidding? And because of this, for once, Shadow would be entirely helpless. Because of that, he would have no choice but to join Infinite, as he has one of the few people in the world he genuinely cares about. Shadow doesn't have a choice, and because of that, he'd pull an Ike and fight for his friends. But that's just a theory about why Shadow has crossed over to the dark side. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe. And special thanks to my friend SonicBoom5066 for his voice work on Shadow in this particular video. You should check out his stuff. With all of that being said, this has been Leo Gem, a Warpin' Out.